All right, what's up? Today we are going to watch Michael Gay Got Him, I'm the Funniest Man Alive by our good friend Anthony Kroggs. I just released part 7 of Michael Vey today, the finale, and he has done a reaction video to it. This is just a chance for me to talk more about the series too, get to say some things that I didn't in any of the other things. As is usual, I think this is like the third time I've done this. This time we have a bingo card. So Anthony has made a bingo card.
Michael Bay Part 7 is here! It's here! Part 7! Holy shit. I can't contain myself, I'm so excited.
Calm down, dude. Is this how you guys get when I upload one of these? I didn't realize there was such a intense demand for Michael Vey videos.
Not even 30 seconds. Okay, not gonna lie, I Stainless told me.
Yeah, I had to, like when you read or see something, like you see a post or something and you're like, I gotta send this to my friends because it's just that bad. I texted it in our group chat because on page 5 of the book is when the Elgin Sailor tries to force himself on Cassie. And it's like, dude, we are 5 pages into the book. It's just a reoccurring theme in this book of Cassie being a victim. It's like, if you think about it in the context of the story, Cassie doesn't go outside. Her job is to guard the voice. So, the first time poor Cassie goes outside, she gets the Elgin treatment. I guess that's what you call it.
Awesome, awesome sound effect.
I don't know if anybody noticed, but the transition sounds for part 7 are a combination of all the other transition sounds I've used in the series so far. So, like that one of Hat Kid is from part 1, where I used the Hat Kid, like, whoa! And then, like, so each um, little transition is either from the same context that the originals are, like the Second Son voice lines from part 6, then the like Mario scream, and then I think I put some other Mario voice lines in there. That was part 2, I think. So it's just like a very small little callback that I don't think most people are gonna know. That was mostly just for me. Back the jewel.
I
You remember these guys?
I
You
don't.
remember these? No fucking wonder you don't remember them. So here's another problem I have with this series. Brian, Kylie, and honestly most of the Electric Kids are just not important. Like, I said it in the video, but Tessa does nothing. Abigail doesn't really do too much in this one. I think McKenna does a little bit. Like, the main core group of the Electro Clan, of like Michael, Taylor, Austin, Jack, Ian, um, that's kind of all. Like, those are really the only ones that do anything in this book, or just period. I think it's just such a waste that Kylie and Brian don't do anything. And as far as I remember, they just disappear for the rest of this book. Like, they maybe have a line where they go and talk to the Electro Clan, but it's like they just don't do anything. They don't show up in the final battle. Um, they don't. They just don't exist anymore. Essentially.
I know exactly when he was recording this as well, because like he sent this in the group chat, like, guys, this picture goes so hard.
Again, I mean, you see something that goes crazy, you want to show your friends, right? I don't know why I felt the need to include that in the final cut. I was like show and tell of this stupid picture I found.
I know where that sploosh sound effect is from now. I know where that's from. From fucking Wind Waker. Holy shit. Holy shit.
Watch our Wind Waker series. It's really good.
Okay, when Richard Paul Evans when he says part, I'm pretty sure he actually just means scene.
Yep.
I like these should be relabeled as scenes, not parts, bro.
Exactly correct. I mean, I couldn't have said it better myself. Like, I was thinking the same thing. So this sequence up here of the submarine and the self-destruct thing, every single time it changes between Hatch and the Electro Clan, it's a different part. So he's totally right. Like, he just means scene, not part. And that's why this book is fucking 17 parts long. But he doesn't do that in the first few books. I don't think you start having like 11 or so parts until I think book 4. So he just doesn't do that in the first book, and I don't know why he felt the need to divide it into fucking 17 parts.
Yes. Job, small boy.
That's a good bit.
There was actually like a little bit of real anger in that, because all these scene changes being labeled as parts, I'm thinking in my head while I'm reading, like, that's another transition sound I have to find. That's another cut I have to make there. It's like, it's just more work for me in post. So I'm getting upset. And I'm like, all right, I'll keep this as simple as possible for me on the script part of this then. And just, caveman, orange man, bad.
Oh, that's so lame. Lame.
I'm a coward. I'm sorry. I was probably going to get age restricted if I kept using that one.
Bro, Michael has become a fucking divine figure showing up as a ghost.
There, right there. That is my problem with this series and why I think it's so dumb that they've continued the books. So by the end of the series, Michael has become a pretty much a god. Like, he's just pure energy. Nothing can harm him. So it's like, what's the point of continuing the series? Nothing can stand against him. There is nothing that could possibly harm him. And like, you can't even go after his friends because he's pure energy. Like, he's faster than you, he's stronger than you, you can't harm him. What's the point of continuing on?
Michael is just like a god now, I guess.
Yeah, pretty much. It makes for a very boring finale to the book.
Sure.
it's just sure. That's yeah. That's about what my reaction was too. Just why not? Everything else is already happening. Why not? What's one more electric kid? So Zara is like the final electric child. So in the very beginning of the series, I say there are 17 electric children, and throughout the series, you meet 16 of them. By the way, I completely forgot about that. I watched somebody else talk about Michael Vey, and he mentioned that, and I was like, oh, yeah. That makes sense. So Zara is technically not an asshole. Like, the story set up that she existed earlier, that there was a 17th child, but there's been no mention of, like, the Elgin have a secret weapon, something they're not hiding or whatever. And then here she comes, and the only reason she is here is so they can use Taylor's mind reading ability to get information out of Cassie. This is another thing I just don't understand about the series, is Hatch has had every opportunity in the world to kill the entire Electro Clan, Michael included, before he became a god. Every fucking chance he could have possibly asked for. in the position he's in right now, where he is very desperate for more troops. Like, the Elgin have taken a serious hit from losing at Hades. Why would he even bother? He got what he wanted from them. He got their powers. Kill them all now. He has their abilities within Zara, who's loyal to him. There's no point in keeping any of them alive, except for Taylor and Cassie, because they have what he needs. Everybody else can die. Like, look, what has Tessa done? What threat does Tessa pose to you? Just kill her. Also, where is Grace? What the fuck happened to Grace? The whole Carl Vey being the leader of the Resistance plot twist. Obviously, who else would it be? Like, the amount of times they've brought up again and again the importance of Michael's dad. Obviously, it's him. Who else would it be?
Give it up for winning Oscar.
Yep.
Wow. That is. Wow.
That was my reaction too. I had to do like a triple take reading that page because I could not believe he thought this was a good idea to write down. He probably wrote that down and was like, this goes so hard. The people are gonna love this. People are gonna laugh so hard. They're gonna think I'm so funny and clever.
All these transition sounds from. Is it just a compilation of all the ones you've used before?
He got it. Good job, Anthony. You're not a fake fan. Another thing I just realized. This is again just a theme that keeps happening in Michael Vey. A bunch of buildup, and then it's all resolved within one or two parts. Like, this happened in part 3. I remember it was the worst in part 3. Like, they just dealt with the Ampere in like one or two parts. After like 250 pages of buildup, they just resolved it in a few pages. It's the same thing here. All of this shit that's just not that important. And ta-da! Michael's back. Time to go murder the Elgin. Whatever, man.
What's the point of any of this? Why do you want random kids?
That's what I'm saying. That is what I'm saying. There's no fucking point. You have their powers. You have the arsenal of all of their powers right here. Literally, there's no purpose. Apart from, like, I don't know, maybe you could have, like, 2 powers in the same place if that's what you want. But, like, it's not worth it. It's not worth the hassle. He should have killed a few of them off by now, at least. Again, like, what are any of them going to do?
And the most powerful character is just gone.
Yep. That's pretty much how it happens. Like, Michael shows up, they start shooting at him. Of course, the bullets are just deflected by his magnetism. And then Zara's like, oh, I'm gonna get you. And he just goes, nah. And then she's dead. And she turns into a pile of ash. There is no threat anymore. There is no threat at all to Michael in this series anymore. So why are there 2 more books?
Okay, we're doing the rats.
See, if I do that, that's how I wish it happened. I wish they fed Hatch to his own rats. I know that's not the most heroic look, but he deserves it. Like, have Welch do it or something if you don't want Michael to bloody his hands, even though he murdered almost all of the Elgin on Hades. Like, if you want to keep him looking heroic, just have Welch do it. Welch would have done it. Have anybody else from the Electro Clan do it. I want Hatch to suffer. He is awful. This just feels like Richard Paul Evans was like, yeah, I'm done. Like, he's just checked out. You know, actually, now that I say that, that explains a lot. He probably was just done. He was probably just really tired of writing all these. Because that is probably why we don't get closure for 75% of the characters. I'll talk about that more in a second.
He just he just he just shows up, kills the most powerful character, and kills the main bad guy we've been hyping up for 7 books now, and like that's it.
Exactly correct. That. Welcome to my experience of reading these books. I wanted to make sure that everybody gets the full Michael Vey experience, including the most disappointing ending in all of fiction.
Is there anything here we missed? I'm honestly kind of surprised by how little happened in that book. I'm not gonna lie.
Welcome to the Michael Vey experience. That quote right there just summarizes perfectly what it is like to read part 7. I'm surprised at how little happened in that book.
Good character gets killed off.
God damn it, Tanner. God fucking damn it.
So yeah, I guess the only way I could have won this bingo thing was if we count these two.
I would count both of those and give him the bingo. Because the whole Tuvalu plot, the Elgin literally fucking conquered their home. And the plot for them in this book is rebelling and taking back their country. So yeah, I would count that. And then Fake Out Death, this is the book where it's revealed that Carl Vey is alive. Even though you probably already knew that he was not really dead. Or at least had some significant impact in the founding of the rebellion. So I would give him both of those. Congratulations on your bingo, Anthony. The ending of part 7 is just so bland. Like, you don't get closure for anybody except for Michael, Taylor, Jack, Austin, kind of Abigail, Anale, and I think that's it. I guess technically Carl Vey too, because I think they say that he's gonna take over the Elgin Company, but like that's it. Think about how many characters there are, and how few of them got any kind of closure or any kind of remark at all about what's gonna happen to these people or what they're gonna do now. Tessa's always the one that comes to mind when I think about lacking characters, because she's introduced in book 3 as like this total badass, like she's gonna be a really important member of the team, and then she just does nothing. And in fact, in part 4, Nichelle replaces her, and it proves that Nichelle can do something very similar to Tessa, although not at as high of a level. So it's like there are these characters and you're told that they're going to be important, and then they're either replaced or just put on the shelf and just kind of treated as decoration for the rest of the cast. Like, honestly, Zeus doesn't even do that much in this one. And Zeus has been a pretty solid character so far. Like, it's just a little disappointing, honestly. And I guess that's why he continued. I know he just did it because he wanted money. But I guess that's why he continued the series into 3 more books, is because there were so many loose ends. So many open doors still. So I guess that's why he did it. If you want to say it was for a reason other than money, that's probably why he did it. That's the other reason why I don't want to do any more of these videos, is because I don't want to give Richard Paul Evans any more of my money. Like, when I was younger, I bought up to book 7, and like that was good. But through this series, I've learned that Richard Paul Evans is not a great person. If you go to his Wikipedia page, you'll see what I'm talking about. The problems he's had appear before his written works, and I think that's hilarious. But like, I don't really want to give him any more of my money. So that's kind of why I don't want to do any more of this. And I'm content to just end the series at 7.
I'm gonna be real. Boy with vague lightning powers, I don't find that idea
Back when I was
super
getting a free
interesting, personally. For like a
boy with vague lightning powers. That that's such an accurate description. Considering how much his powers change and evolve over the series, that's so accurate. That's how I should have ended. I should have said this ends part 7 and this ends the story of boy with vague lightning powers. This is probably going to be the last time I talk about boy with vague electric powers or whatever we call them. Altogether, I would say I had a good experience with it. And I'm looking forward to doing other things too. So I know a lot of you probably subscribed just for Michael Vey, but feel free to check out some of my other stuff if you feel like it. Or if not, thank you for joining me on the Michael Vey journey. And thank you, Anthony, for taking time out of your day to watch my silly video. Thank you guys for watching this silly video. Goodbye.